All right, we also have this Norlake topping cooler. I think I have bad intel. I'm going to be real honest. Because they said that it doesn't work and it trips the breaker. We came out here and a technician found a bad pressure switch. Oh, look at that. They broke the thermometer. We got mercury live in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Woohoo! So, it's actually maybe a freezer, not a cooler. $448, probably a freezer. Yeah, there we go. So they said it doesn't work. They said it trips the breaker, and they said it trips the breaker when you flip the rail. No, it doesn't. Now, I think maybe the rail isn't working. There's a solenoid in here. Listen. I think maybe they think when they hit that, they hear the solenoid and they think it's the breaker tripping. So this panel comes off. I just wanted to visually see the switch, which I know it's working, and I know the solenoid's working because I hear the solenoid kicking. And here's your thermostat. And if your thermostat was rotten, you wouldn't get the solenoid. I don't think. Let's open up the back and look quick. So I turn this all the way to the left. And when I turn it on, I also hear the solenoid kick, right? So this works in conjunction with the thermostat. So when the thermostat isn't satisfied, boom. So I know my thermostat does physically work. I don't love how it's pressed right back against that metal housing. I wonder if sometimes that makes contact. I can tell you I just unplugged this from the wall because I want to look at that switch, and this is warmer than it should be. So I just wanted to move that so I could take a look, see if I saw any indication of arcing, and I don't. So not the problem. I wonder if it's just the longer it runs, the compressor's getting tired and it's overamping. All right, just pulled the back cover off, and I can tell you it also feels very hot. So I wonder if, I haven't plugged it back in yet, I wonder if this circulation fan is working. Our coils look not great, so we don't get a lot of airflow. Let's plug it in and pull amp draw and see what's going on. The compressor's pulling 9.4 amps. I'm clicked right onto it. I feel like this compressor's supposed to pull 7 amps. I feel like this compressor's supposed to pull 7 amps. That says it's 404, the tag says it's 448. Let's be honest, doesn't matter. I can put 404 in a 448 system. I know it matters, don't yell at me. But you can't do it. Yeah. So the compressor is definitely pulling hard. Not getting enough. So discharge line in obviously is blazing hot. The liquid line coming out is still too hot. I'm running too high of a pressure. So let's also take a thought here. You should realize the bottoms are sealed with this, right? And this unit is pressed all the way back against this wall. It's got a shroud over the top, so it can't get any air in from that way. closed off, we're closed off. This thing's starving to death. I've got it out in the open and we're still running super high pressure. And I did a basic wipe of that. So we're pulling 9.5 amps there. We're running 275 head pressure. Let's clean the system and then see what happens. All right, it's been running for about 10 minutes since I cleaned the coils. And I used aerosol clean foam and then water and then a shop vac. Okay, so coils are dry. We're not getting artificial pressures anymore. Because obviously while the coils are wet and freshly cleaned, you're going to have really low pressure. So now my discharge line is still stupid hot. Coming out of the liquid line. It's nice. That's how it's supposed to be. Look at the pressures. Can confirm. Breaker just tripped. I did have the rail on, which they swear it only trips when that rail is on. I apologize for doubting them. But I'm also very glad that it tripped. So let's think about this. If they're correct and it's only tripping when that rail is on, then there are two solenoids. Okay? There's a solenoid and a thermostat, and that's the only thing that that rail does. Is it opens a solenoid. And it engages in the thermostat. So this top unit is going to be our rail solenoid. I can never remember, and it seems like for as often as I touch these, I should. But let me confirm that quick. So I'm clipped onto that solenoid, and again, it doesn't pull much, 0.2 amps. But when I turn it off, click, it's on. So that's my solenoid to the rail. So it's pulling 0.22. This one's pulling 0.1. Could it be just the weird solenoid? Yeah, could be. Could be. Just letting it all run again, but I can tell you from touch, this the wires don't look burnt up or anything terrible. This is blazing hot, and this one's not. Like, that bottom one is 91, 93. This top one is 113, 115, 114. Get it done. I wouldn't expect it to overheat and pop. It's not going to pull too many amps, the solenoid. I wonder, it's always a good wonder if it's part of the defrost cycle, right? Set this into a defrost. Take it. Hold it down. Longer than you think. And it's going to make a clicking sound. And then it's going to transfer the power to just it. So it's cycled off. Compressor. That fan should still be running. But the inside fans should not be running. Because now we should be running a... Correct. So now our defrost heaters are running. But I know that's not part of the problem. Because we didn't trip, we're still running. So, the only way to beat that system is to reset it. Kick it back in, and so she kicked back on. I heard the solenoid. We're rolling. Look, I've got some other things to do here. I'll let this keep going and see if it kicks again. I've got a new solenoid I can put on it. I just don't. It's a solenoid or a thermostat, period. Is the only things associated with the rail if it only trips when the rail is on. I have the rail off and it tripped. So, don't got nothing to do with the rail. We can stop chasing that ghost. Looks like maybe we had a wire problem here. It definitely just looks like a black plastic. I don't think I see where it's rubbed into the metal yet. Don't love that. What's that connection all about? Well, it definitely did that. See that fan cycling on and off? Alright, I hate that it took me that long to get here, but also the fact that it's on a GFCI breaker, that pulsing, even on the low amps, that GFCI is going to detect that, and it's going to weird out. So I'm going to let this run now while I'm here and see what happens. And this wasn't anything, this was just taped up to keep it out of harm's way, so I'm going to do the same again and tape it back up. We just replaced the fan in here. We're going to let this run for another 45 minutes while I'm doing other stuff. But that surging in that fan really could have been all the problem was. But she got a good cleaning and it's running better than ever now. Final update. I was there for about an hour after I changed that fan. It ran and stayed online. I've been gone for almost another hour still. It's still online. So that fan was the problem. Didn't realize until as I drive in the van, I think we talked about this. I just let iMovie make the movies. But I realized it ended kind of weird without a good video, so glad to see you. Enjoy Saturday.